The New Year's Fairy, a magical story in the enchanted village of Willowbrook, nestled between crystal mountains and whispering forests, lived a young girl named Luna. She was 10 years old with curious green eyes and wild, curly hair that never stayed in place. Luna had a secret that no one in the village knew she could see fairies. On the last day of the year, while everyone prepared for the midnight celebration, Luna sat alone by the frozen pond behind her house. The ice reflected the stars like scattered diamonds, and a gentle snow began to fall. "Why do you look so sad, little one?" a tinkling voice suddenly asked. Luna looked up and gasped. Hovering before her was the most beautiful fairy she had ever seen. The fairy wore a dress made of shimmering moonbeams that changed colors from silver to blue to purple. Her wings were transparent like glass, catching the light and creating tiny rainbows in the air. She had long white hair that floated around her as if she were underwater. "Who are you?" Luna whispered in wonder. "I am Celestia, the New Year's fairy," she replied with a warm smile. "I only appear once a year on this very night to grant a special gift to one child who believes in magic. And this year I have chosen you." Luna's sadness melted away, replaced by excitement. "A gift? What kind of gift?" Celestia landed gently on Luna's shoulder, her tiny feet barely making an impression. "I can grant you one wish, but it must be a wish that helps not just you, but others as well. Tell me, Luna, what troubles your heart on this special night?" Luna thought carefully. "In our village, everyone seems to have forgotten how to dream. The adults work all day and worry all night. The children spend their time on devices and never look at the stars anymore. Even the village celebrations feel empty, like everyone is just going through the motions. I wish people could remember the magic in everyday life." Celestia's face lit up with joy. "What a beautiful and selfless wish. Come with me, Luna. I will show you something special, and together we will bring magic back to Willowbrook." The fairy touched her wand to Luna's forehead, and suddenly Luna began to shrink. Within moments, she was the same size as Celestia, with her own pair of golden wings sprouting from her back. "I can fly," Luna exclaimed, testing her new wings. "Tonight you are an honorary fairy," Celestia said. "Follow me." They flew high above the village, looking down at the houses decorated with lights. Celestia reached into a small pouch at her side and pulled out what looked like glowing seeds. "These are dream seeds," she explained. "Each one contains a forgotten dream, a lost hope, or a buried wish. We will plant them in the hearts of the villagers, and by the time the new year arrives, magic will return to Willowbrook." They flew to the first house, where an old man named Mr. Thompson sat alone. He had once been a painter, but he had given up art years ago. Celestia whispered, "Place the seed near his heart." Luna flew close and gently pressed a golden seed against the old man's chest. It dissolved into sparkling light and disappeared. Immediately, Mr. Thompson's eyes grew dreamy, and he stood up and walked to his dusty easel. Quote, a small smile appeared on his face. Next, they visited Mrs. Chen's bakery. She had once loved baking, but now saw it only as work. Luna planted a silver seed, and Mrs. Chen suddenly began humming an old song, her hands moving with joy as she shaped dough. Gems the vows, heart by heart, Luna and Celestia spread dream seeds throughout the village. They visited the teacher who had forgotten why she loved teaching, the musician who no longer played his guitar, the writer who had stopped writing stories, and the gardener who had stopped noticing the beauty of flowers. As midnight approached, Celestia led Luna to the village square, where everyone was gathering for the countdown to the new year. "Now for the final magic," Celestia said. "We need to create a moment so beautiful that it reminds everyone why life is worth celebrating." She raised her wand high, and Luna raised hers too. Together, they cast a spell into the sky. Suddenly, the stars began to move, swirling and dancing in patterns across the heavens. The northern lights appeared in brilliant colors, painting the sky with ribbons of green, purple, and blue. Snowflakes began to fall, but these were no ordinary snowflakes. Each one glowed softly, and when they landed on people, they didn't melt. Instead, they sparkled like tiny jewels. The villagers looked up in wonder. Children pointed and laughed with delight. Adults gasped and smiled, some with tears in their eyes. For the first time in years, everyone felt the same thing, pure, simple wonder. As the clock struck midnight, something magical happened. The dream seeds that Luna and Celestia had planted began to bloom. Mr. Thompson announced he would teach free painting classes for children. Mrs. Chen decided to create special treats for those who couldn't afford them. The teacher started a storytelling club. The musician organized village concerts. One by one, people began sharing their dreams for the new year. Yeah. Celestia smiled at Luna. You did it. You helped me bring magic back to Willowbrook. But now it's time for you to return to your normal size. Remember, the magic was always here. People just needed to be reminded to see it. Luna felt herself growing, her wings fading. Soon she was standing in the square at her normal height, surrounded by celebrating villagers. Her mother found her and hugged her tight. Luna, where were you? You missed the most amazing thing, the sky, the lights, everything was magical. Luna smiled, her secret safe in her heart. I didn't miss it, Mom. I was part of it. From that night on, Willowbrook was different. People smiled more, dreamed bigger, and noticed the small wonders around them. And every New Year's Eve, Luna would sit by the frozen pond, hoping to see Celestia again. Years later, when Luna had children of her own, she would tell them the story of the New Year's fairy. And sometimes, if the children looked very carefully on New Year's Eve, they would see a tiny sparkle of light by the frozen pond. And they would know that Celestia was still watching over Willowbrook, keeping the magic alive. New Year. May your year be filled with magic, wonder, and dreams come true.